10 New York prison guards have been indicted, two of them for murder in connection to inmate beating death. Tyrone Bowman live. According to ABC News, let's talk about it right now. 10 New York correction officers were charged in an 11-count grand jury indictment on Wednesday in connection to the March 1st beating death of an inmate, Messiah Natwa, according to charging documents obtained by ABC News. Two officers, Jonah Levi and Caleb Blair, were charged with the most serious offense in the indictment, second-degree murder, and are all each facing 5 additional charges of first-degree manslaughter, first and second-degree gang assault, conspiracy, and intent to defraud. Levi and Blair, along with the other 8 correctional officers indicted in this case, were arraigned during a hearing on Wednesday afternoon. They pleaded not guilty to all charges. Of course, they would plead not guilty to all charges. According to court documents, ABC News has reached out to attorneys representing Levi and Blair, but requests for comments were not immediately returned. During a press conference on Wednesday afternoon, Onondaga County District Attorney William Fitzpatrick, the special prosecutor assigned to investigate the case, said that Natwa suffered massive head injuries. The indictment alleges that the victim here, Mr. Natwa, was beaten with fists, with batons, and with boots, Fitzpatrick said. It was determined by the Onondaga County Medical Examiner that Mr. Natwa died from traumatic brain injuries as a result of violent blows to his head, as well as at least 69 other serious blows about his body, he said. New York Governor Cathy announced the indictments on Tuesday. Natwa, 22, was serving a 5-year sentence for second-degree criminal possession of a weapon at Mid-State Correctional Facility, a medium-security state prison in the town of Marcy in Oneida County, New York. Quote, the tragic death of Mr. Natwi at the hands of correction officers who are responsible for protecting the incarcerated population is deeply, deeply disturbing. Hochul said in a video released from her office on Tuesday, the loss of any life in our correctional facilities is one too many. Hochul said that she immediately terminated the correctional officers who were indicted in the connection to Natwi's death. I express my condolences, my deepest condolences to the family of Mr. Natwi, and our hearts go out to all of them in the aftermath of this horrific crime, Hochul said. Hochul said in a statement on Wednesday that after Natwi's death, New York began to implement several new policies, including expanding the use of body-worn cameras and bringing in experts for a system-wide cultural study. The indictment comes after a spokesperson for the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision confirmed to ABC News on March 26 that 15 persons of interest were identified in connection with Natwi's death. 3 of those people were suspended without pay, and 12 were placed on administrative leave with pay, pending the results of an ongoing internal disciplinary review process, the spokesperson said. The New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision released the names of the persons of interest, including guards from the adjacent Mid-State and Marcy facilities. Fitzpatrick was assigned to investigate this case after State Attorney General Letitia James's Office of Special Investigation announced last month that her office is recusing itself from the investigation into Natwi's death, citing internal conflicts. In a March 6 statement, James explained that her office's Division of State Counsel represents state agencies, including the Department of Corrections and correction officers. OSI checks for any internal conflicts that would challenge the integrity of a future investigation, she said. When the corrections officers involved in the event preceding Mr. Natwi's death were identified, OSI confirmed that 4 of these corrections officers are defendants in other matters where they are or were represented by the attorney in the AG's State Counsel Division. Now he's in custody, death came. Let me just add this. See, this is a dangerous precedent to give cops total immunity for any crimes that they commit under the guise of so-called, and that all 10 of these people are going to say they were in fear for their life. That's the standard op. That's the standard lie. That's the standard quota status statement. They always are told to make by internal affairs. Just because you're a cop, that does not give you the right to violate somebody's constitutional rights, or you want yourself to be placed above the law because you don't like a particular group of people from a particular state, a particular color, a particular race, a particular religion. So you take the law into your own hands. You become judge, jury, and executioner. Then you hide behind the cloak of counsel, and then you lie. Just because you're a police officer doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. I'm so tired of looking at these stories and having to report them, but men and women need to be made aware of the corruption that's going on. And as long as they continue to do stuff like this, I'm going to continue to talk about it. Now he's in custody, death came amid a massive correction officer strike. Overworking conditions in New York prisons that lasted for 22 days and led to the firing of more than 2,000 prison guards. That's no excuse. His death was also the second in Oneida County Prison since December 2024, when Robert Brooks, an inmate incarcerated at the Marcy Correction Facility, which is across the street from Mid-State, was fatally beaten at the prison. Now, there is a video attached to this that I'm going to play right now. So let me see if I can get the video up, and I'll let it, hold on, I see it. Got to make it bigger. All right, let me see, here we go. It's not a long video, but I wanted to play.
To a new prison. The U.S. Meanwhile, the prison inmate brought.
Oh, why did it do that? Let me go back and see if I can get it, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second here. So I'm doing this from my phone. I do have some new equipment. I just need to get it up and running. All right, here we go. Wait a minute, hold on. You know what? I'll just make a separate video, and then I'll bring it up. All right, thank you for watching. Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender, never quit.